Food is life. Food is love. Food is what brings us all together. Here on A Taste of the Food Life, we're ready to talk about all things food. So pull up a chair and join us. Welcome to A Taste of the Food Life. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of A Taste of the Food Life. I am Sergio Barrera, and as always, joining me here on the show is the lovely Nurse Hot Stuff, Susan Chisholm. Susan,
Hello.
it's Thursday once again.
It's Thursday, and it's party time for us to hang out and talk about food. Yeah.
Good night, everybody. All right. Well, here we are. We are ready to roll on another episode as we are going to spend tonight talking about weird stuff.
Yes.
The word weird is being passed around quite a bit all over the place. And I thought, you know what? Let's attach it to food because, sometimes food can get weird.
Yes. I came to discover that as we were researching, or as I was researching some ideas for today's topic. Which, some of the things I was like, oh yeah, I knew that. And then some things that were like attached to those, I didn't know that part, but so
Right.
I'm bringing some of those.
For me, it was an issue of, okay, how many of these does Susan already have on her list? And so I'm going to see how I did because I tried to go into some rabbit holes just to see if I could find some unique stuff. But it's like anything
Yeah.
else. When you research stuff on the internet, if you put in a general topic like weird facts about food, you're going to find the same 27 items on the 500 articles that come up. So,
Yeah.
we're probably going to have some overlap. So because of that, I have 15 items to pick from. So
I have a few extra myself. So just in case.
yeah. But yeah, we thought we would spend tonight talking about just weird food facts because, as we develop the show and as we keep moving forward, we've talked about various topics. I don't know if you know this, but I believe this is the 7th episode since the relaunch of the podcast for A Taste of the Food Life. I think it's already like 4 or 5 more shows than we did the last time. And we've had such a wide variety of topics. And we try to maintain some consistency on food related things like our tasting segment, which we'll do here in a bit. But it's like anything else. We're here to talk about food, and so whatever the topics may be, it's going to be conversation based until such a time as we decide to figure out how we're going to go about doing some cooking demos in the future.
I'm so
And
excited.
and some other live type broadcasts such as visiting restaurants and talking about our experiences and so forth. So we're here once again with more conversation. And the cool part is if you're watching and if you're listening, you can be part of the process. And so
Yeah.
no matter where you're watching, whether it's on Facebook, our new Twitch channel, or even on YouTube, where we hope you'll be,
Yes.
hey, thanks for being here.
And say hi. We appreciate you. And we want to know you're here.
Indeed. In fact, the way we'll know you're here is if you subscribe. So make sure if you haven't already, click that subscribe button on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
And also click that notification bell so you know when episodes land. And be on the lookout for some pre-recorded stuff as we move forward because it's about time we got back to tasting stuff. And frankly, I think it's about time we got back to hot sauces. And I think we're well overdue.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was talking to one of my coworkers today about it, and he actually asked me when we were going to be doing a tasting of a hot sauce because he watched our video from the end. And I said, we're probably not going to do anything quite like that, but
Why not? I think we should.
Okay.
Butterberry or be damned. We made our name on high Scoville rated hot sauces. So I ain't going backwards. I don't know about you, but we have a whole probably like 6 seasons of hot one sauces that we could possibly invest in. And
that's true.
Although 6 of them will taste bad, but
we've come across this before, if you can't tell.
I think we need to commit. Okay, I think we need to commit, and before maybe the Halloween episode, we make it a hot, just horrify ourselves and make it a hot sauce episode.
All right, I'm down. Let's do it.
All right. Well, the executive producer has spoken. So there you go. You locked yourself in, Susan. So we're gonna come up. In fact, what I think we should do is I think the next time you're here, we should curate a set of 10 of our own.
Yeah,
Because again, when we buy the packages that are pre-made, they're either like a bunch of hot sauces that are really vinegary, or they're hot
yeah,
sauces that well intended, good heat, but flavor is a thing. So
tastes good.
we should spend some time. We'll lock down a date here very soon as to which episode we'll do this on. And in the meantime, you and I will curate. And what we'll do for accountability's sake is make sure that we reach Scoville levels, and really make sure that we are creating an incremental rise in heat
Yes,
Scoville level.
it's gonna be so great. Yeah, because I think that's the other thing that I've seen before in some of the like in the hot ones, for example, is it goes from 0 to 60. You've got 3 or 4 of them that are just kinda, they're not too hot, and then
Right.
it jumps. It's a huge jump from, like, 4 to 5 or from
Yeah.
5 to 6.
Well, I don't
So
know if you've done this, but I've gone way back down the rabbit hole to the earliest of the Hot Ones episodes, and it's funny when you're watching them do those episodes. First of all, Sean Evans is sitting there with a broski hood and a hat on backwards. It's a completely different look, and
it's
one
different.
of the hot sauces is like Valentinos. So like, yeah, exactly. There's
Uh,
actually a series that contains Tabasco. So you know, there was an evolution, obviously, to what we know
yes.
now, hot ones to be. So, we'll create our own 10, a 10 set of hot sauces, and we'll, so if you're watching and you're, paying attention, you've got some time to make some
Mhm.
suggestions. And so we'll put it out on our social media, and we will encourage people to be part of the process of determining, as I work to fix my camera here, of determining what some of the hot sauces are going to be. So,
Yes. Yeah,
torture us.
yeah. Uh, okay. Don't say torture, but, treat us nicely.
We're here for real. So, but yeah, no, and it's one of those things where many people who have watched or who know me, including yourself, you
Mhm.
know that I've been on a weight loss deal for a few months, and um, I was talking to my wife recently, and I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm noticing that my tolerance for heat for hot sauce level is
Mhm.
not what it used to be," which is one of the reasons I want to really like push it and kind of see what it's like now.
Yeah.
And without hesitation, she looked straight at me and she goes, "It's because you're losing your butter barrier." And I'm like, "Okay, I can't argue that. I get what she means." But yeah, so I'll be excited to see what we come up with. So yeah,
I think yeah, and I'm with you on that weight loss journey, so I'm a little bit I'm hesitant a little bit. Scared maybe is too strong of a word, but
it wouldn't be a
a
hot
little
sauce
nervous.
tasting if we weren't. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
We
so
always have fun, so it's good.
yeah. And more often than not, I think it's fair to say that we realize that they really aren't hot. You know? I mean,
No,
you get to a
yeah.
point where, yeah, sure, it kicks in, but yeah, you can find our previous Scovillain episodes here on the channel. Just go
Mhm.
back into the pre-recorded content and look for any reference to Scovillain, and that's one of our
Squirrel.
hot sauce episodes. In fact, if you go to the main page of the YouTube channel, there is a playlist in which has all of our hot sauce tasting videos. So make sure you check them out. But right
Yes.
now, Susan, it's time for our weekly tasting.
Weekly
It's going to be
tasting.
part two of our Trader Joe's series, and
Mhm.
tell the folks what we got.
So, sorry, my bag is down here on the
There's
floor.
gonna be a
We
lot of
have two
there's gonna be a lot of ASMR again.
2 items from Trader Joe's. The first one is this one here. It's apple chip duo. So
Yep.
it has crinkle cut red and green apples. So I don't know about you, but I love me some dried apples.
I love apples. Dried apples, we'll see. But what is your favorite apple of all the many?
Just to eat like
Yeah,
a apple.
yeah,
I like Honeycrisp apples, obviously.
the best.
The best apples ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and Envy apples are really good, and Cosmic apples are really
Say
good.
that again.
Envy apples and
Where do
Cosmic apples.
where do I find?
You can find them at HEB.
Really? And they're
Mhm.
called Envy.
Mhm.
Okay, see, for me, it's the Honey Crisp is number one. That's top of the mountain. I eat
Mhm.
7 a week. Um, and I'm talking not one a day. I'm like by Thursday, I'm out. Okay, so in fact,
Wow.
you this week I was down to 3 by Tuesday. So, and then
Wow.
I was out actually before Thursday. So, this being Thursday, actually I was out on Tuesday. Dang, I eat a lot of apples. And
Yeah.
Honey Crisp are my absolute top of the mountain, followed by Gala.
Okay.
I don't understand people's fascination with Granny Smith. I
I
get they're
don't
good for baking pies and so forth, but when I had to start this whole eating better thing, which is why I eat a lot of apples now, I was told you have to, because of your prediabetes, you need to make sure that you're eating green apples and not the red apples until your doctor says okay. Thank
Hmm.
goodness that I was given the green light because the green apples suck. Not a fan.
I my daughter really likes Granny Smith apples, but
Yeah.
only if I get the big ones. If I get the 3-pound bag of little Granny Smith apples,
Yeah.
they don't exist. They're gross.
I have to I heard what you said, I promise, but I have to put this comment up. My dear friend Veronica Carr. Remember Brett Dean? He's always Brett Dean.
Mhm.
This is Veronica Carr. Um, there is first of all, Veronica, thank you for dropping in. We appreciate you being here. It's so great to have you watching the show.
Yeah.
Veronica and I go decades back. I don't know if she wants me to admit that, but um, it's so great to. And she's saying Sweet Tango. What are all these Apple names I don't know? You said Envy, Cosmic. Now I see Sweet Tango. What the heck?
Oh,
What? How am I not up to
I have
speed?
multiple that I can tell you about. So,
Well, we need
let's
to do
talk.
an episode. So
Hey,
we
there's
should
an
do
idea.
we should do a tasting episode on apples because apparently there's a lot of varieties. I mean, I know Honey Crisp, I know Apple, Gala, Red
Mhm.
Delicious. Okay,
Eh.
stop. No need. Um, but yeah, it's now that I see this whole Sweet Tango thing, it's like, keep the names coming, guys, because sometimes I'm gonna believe that people are just making names up. So
Yeah, there are quite a few. I think I'm trying to think if there was another one. It just escaped me.
yeah.
As soon as I thought about it, it just escaped me. But yeah, I'll Cosmic apples, Envy apples. Dang it. It'll come to
We'll
me
find
after
out.
we start.
We'll find out. But, you know,
Okay.
there's Golden Delicious, which I love. They're
Eh,
there in the top 5. They're floating around. But
they're all right.
Granny Smith can just go right straight to the bottom of the list. And so now if you're gonna make them for I understand they're a better baking apple.
Yes.
And so if you bake them in a pie, that's fine. You know, I again, I'm being careful with what I'm eating. So, you know, maybe I don't even need the I love apple crisp. Can we just start there?
Honey Crisp. Yeah. And I'll say,
You claim to make a good apple crisp. Or am I mistaken?
oh yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely I do.
Well, I need to find out.
I do.
So
Um, Dang it. I was gonna say something that went away. Uh, yeah, for sure.
I have heard pink ladies. We have that in the
They're
chat
pretty
as well.
tasty. Yeah, they're pretty
And
tasty.
frankly, since you'll be in town next weekend, maybe we just go to Sprouts and we
We
will
can do that.
see. I'm picturing that maybe they have a wall o' apples. I'm excited.
I have not
Maybe
been to
Veronica can
Sprouts.
confirm that. So if there's a
I
wall
haven't been
o'
to
apples,
Sprouts in a long time, so I don't know. The way I go to HEB and get them.
yeah,
Um, and this is what I was gonna say. I like apples in shapes and sizes and different forms. So this is
yeah.
great.
Okay, well, we'll
Um,
find out.
these look okay. So these are dried, crinkle cut red and green apples.
Yeah,
I especially like freeze dried apple chunks or apple pieces because they're
yeah.
soft.
Did I tell you that? Do you remember the episode I did of this show many moons ago when it was the freeze dried fruits?
Yes.
And I kinda lost it on the freeze-dried peaches because they were amazing. Not
Yeah.
as much the second time around.
Oh,
It
really?
was interesting.
Huh.
It was interesting. Oh, and it's a table o apples. So now I
A
need to go
huge
visit
table of
this
apples.
table o apples. So all right. Well, Sprouts is
Let's
on
go.
the list of places to go. But hey, we're talking Trader Joe's. How did we go down that rabbit hole about apples? Well,
Because these are apples.
these are apples. Yeah, exactly. And what was the other item?
So the other item that we have is this corn and rice puffs crunchies. They
Yep.
are jalapeno flavored or jalapeno seasoned. Sorry, not flavored, jalapeno seasoned.
Yep.
Um, crunchy baked,
Snack.
crunchy spicy snacks. Corn, rice, and quinoa baked to perfection.
Yeah.
Healthy.
For those new here, this whole channel started about 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. And if
Yeah.
you want to go back and see how I used to eat, there's tons of episodes. But when we decided to do the podcast, Susan, we talked about how we're going to make sure that we use a part of this platform to
Mhm.
share, ideas for alternative foods and so forth. But
Yep.
we also are probably okay to admit that, listen, you give me a bag of Doritos, I'm gonna have some, right? So,
I'm
you
not
know,
going to have some. I'm going to have all of
the
them.
bag.
I'm going to have that bag. So
Yeah,
hand me a small bag,
right.
please.
Exactly. So, but yeah, so where I'm excited about these is I have recently found a lot of stuff that comes from or is made from quinoa. And I love quinoa on its own. Like I enjoy cooking it and using it with like seafood and so forth, salmon,
Yeah.
as a side dish. I've had it in a salad. Quinoa is just one of those all-purpose episodes that if you can learn how to cook it, it's magical, magical.
Yeah.
But when you try quinoa for the first time, when you try cooking it for the first time, just know this: the line between perfect and mush is about 7 seconds. So take that as
Yeah.
you will. Now, Susan, can I suggest that we start with the spicy snacks? Because my mama always taught me salty before sweet. So
I'm totally fine with that if that's how you want to do it.
I would appreciate that. All
No
right.
problem.
So shall we ASMR our way into the bags?
Yes.
So is yours already open?
No.
Oh, I thought you beat me to the punch. All right. So, again, tons of tasting videos on the channel. If you want to go check them out after the show, you'll be amazed at some of the stuff that we've tried on the show, and it's been fun. But here we are. So now we're doing them live. All right. So they look, they look pretty appealing in terms of the snack thing that they look like cashews.
They do. They
So
the airy texture kind of reminds me of, and look at, they're very, very well seasoned. It's hard to
yeah,
see.
they are.
But
What's the salt level on these?
it reminds me of like Cheetos Puffs, that
Yes, absolutely. Like the
consistency.
white cheddar puffs is kind of
Yes.
the vibe I'm getting. I'm checking sodium because, well, we won't be talking about that. But anyway, so
Let's
here we
not.
go. All right. So what do you think? Should we just dive right in?
Do it.
All right. Crunchy and spicy snacks from Trader Joe's.
Mm. This is it, my friends.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
The hit is immediate with flavor, but it dies fast.
Yeah.
It turns into just powder. And then
Yeah.
the heat comes.
Yeah. It's
There's
what's the word?
and I'm not
It's
drinking
layered.
because it's spicy. I'm drinking because I've got like
Like, I
it
got
gets
a
powdery.
monster one. And I'm surprised at the texture, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
It kind of
not
falls
as
apart.
Yeah. It's not as uh contained as
Right.
Cheetos Puffs, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it loses
I
its
would eat them.
integrity after the first couple of bites, and it just
Oh
sort of
yeah.
becomes powder. There's a dessert my mom would make called I only ever do the Spanish word for it. It's called polvorones.
Uh-huh.
And they're, you know what I'm talking about. And it's basically cinnamon flour, sugar, and my mom would make them by just sort of mashing them into these little, sort of fist shaped uh, sizes, and it was like eating sand, but tasty sand. And it would fall.
Yeah.
That's what this texture reminds me of. It just sort of
Tasty
falls.
sand.
Yeah. So, our friend Kelsey saying the Green Goddess seasoning is so good. If we're talking about this brand, then I'll be looking out for that because you and I have had some recent good luck with Green Goddess stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That says green goodness.
oh, well,
Is that different?
I don't know. Let's maybe Kelsey can tell us. Dude, I have old eyes, so I'm gonna try one.
I ate a couple of them. They're not bad. I would absolutely have this on my desk as a snack for while gaming.
Well, maybe. I mean, for me,
And
it's the texture. It kind of just sort of disintegrates, but
yeah, it's a little weird,
it's not a bad hit of flavor. I am concerned about the sodium level, so I can't have a lot of those.
well, that's for a cup and a half, so it's a pretty decent
That's true.
size serving for
I
that.
don't know who I've become, but okay.
Oh, healthy.
Jen gets it's so funny because she we'll be at the grocery store, um, and she'll catch me in an aisle reading a label, and she'll just have this big beaming smile on her face, and I'm like, leave me alone. So, it was supposed. Okay, it was good. It is Green Goddess. Okay, cool. It's in the seasoning section at Trader Joe's. Oh, okay, got it. I
Oh,
will
it's
look
like
it up.
a seasoned powder. Hey, I mean,
I'll try it out. I'll try
let's
it out.
go. Let's
But
go.
yeah, I've learned to read labels, and this version of me is so weird. All right. All right. So we have the other item, which was the apple chips.
Apple chip
Again, a
duo.
Trader Joe's product. And these, as it says, crinkle cut, like you said, red and green apples. I wonder if their ingredients will tell us what kind. Nope. It
Nope.
just says red apples and green apples. So
What's your favorite apple? You know, a green
red.
one or a red one.
Yeah. You won't get me to say green, but I
No,
do
no.
like the golden delicious. I think I said that. So
Are those green or are those yellow?
they're more yellow. Yeah. They're more yellow. They're golden, Susan. It's in the
They're
name.
golden.
All right.
Okay.
So
Oh
here we
yeah,
go.
look. Oh, I can smell them already. So you can tell, I don't know if you've noticed, you can tell it's hard to see it on the camera. This is a green apple and this
Oh,
is a red apple. It's you could see like slight
oh, kind of like the
coloration of
peel.
the peel.
Yeah.
What what
Trying to
was
find a
the
green one.
peel?
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
Ah,
Green, red,
green and red. I love.
green, red. All right. Well, why don't we try a red one first? No, let's get
Okay.
green out of the way because green.
It might be good.
Let's try it.
Green
All
apple.
right, here we go. Green apple.
It's not bad.
It's not good.
It's definitely tart.
Yeah. Yep, right. Yeah. That's true. Ooh, I need to clear my palate.
Had a little bit of a sore throat kind of going on here.
That went and camped right on the side of my tongue, and now it's like just there.
It won't go away.
There's something in the way of a. I'm not gonna say chemical taste, but there's something. I don't know what it is. It just sort of lingers there. But that's what green apples do for me. Like I'm not a fan of them because of I don't mind tart, but there's just something green.
What? Green apples are green?
I know, right? All right, let's try the red so I can get this taste out of my mouth. They're probably gonna taste the same. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, not a fan.
I like them.
Well, then
As I
you
drop
can
it on
have my bag. But yeah, and did you notice it says unsweetened and unsulfured? That doesn't
Yes.
sound like, you know.
Mm.
No, not a fan. Ooh. There's this weird flavor that I can't place.
What it is, and maybe this is just a theory, so maybe I'm completely wrong. When they dry them,
Yeah.
it concentrates all the flavor,
Mhm.
but it also takes like the bad flavor and it's being dried, so it's turning brown.
Yeah.
You know, the brown. That's what it reminds me of is when you get an apple that's turned a little bit brown and then you eat it anyway.
Right, right. Yeah, which I don't do. And so yeah. I consume so many apples now. I think the only thing I consume more than apples is cashews when Rika's not stealing mine. So, And finally, we agree on something. She says green apples equals pukey face. So, but yeah, she's been stealing my cashews at work lately. So, well, there you go. That is this week's tasting segment, Trader Joe Snacks Part 2. If you like them, hey, enjoy them. Just don't bring them to my house. Yeah, last week it was the horchata ice cream, and that was very, very nice. And oh, here we go. Rika says, "Well, not the last 2 days you haven't. I'm out of cashews because of the dock worker strike." I'm kidding. That's not why. It just wasn't a shopping day. Hey, but Rika, since you're listening, thank you for being here. And more importantly, somehow I ended up with 2 bags of cashews. So more for me. So yeah. All right. There you go. So I think it's time for our conversation that we're going to focus this week's episode on. And so we're going to talk about weird food facts. We
Yeah.
have you and I have researched, Susan,
Mhm.
and we have not seen each other's lists.
Nope.
We have brought weird food facts that we encountered in our research, and we're going to share them. Whenever we do these types of lists,
Yeah.
we will go back and forth. One of us will begin, the other will then take a turn, and we'll go back and forth. And we've agreed upon 5. We're each going to present 5. As always, if you're in the chat, we'd love to hear from you, your thoughts on any weird food facts and so forth, or maybe your comments on what it is that we're talking about. Before
Yep.
we get started, though, I do want to thank everyone who stopped by via Twitch. As you are on the Team Suze Geo channel, we appreciate that you have stopped in,
Mhm.
and we ask that you give us a follow there. We'll be doing
Please.
all kinds of streaming as time goes forward, but we will also be doing our weekly food podcast on the Twitch channel, Team Suze Geo. Also, those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much for being here. We're
Thank
so
you.
happy that you're here. All right, Susan. So I'll tell you what do we rock, scissors, paper it to determine who goes first?
Okay.
All right, ready? One time? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, fire. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I
You
don't.
saw
I
what I
just.
threw.
Yeah, I
Are you
did.
ready?
Okay, I'm closing my eyes.
3, 2, 1. Ah, you got rock, you win. I got scissors. So, all right.
Okay,
You
so
want to
you
go
have to go
first or
first.
you want to defer?
Defer.
Okay.
You said you had. You said you had a one that you were very very excited about, and for those of y'all that are watching, anytime we do these things where we create lists, invariably I end up with one of the ones from his list
Oh, absolutely.
or
Because you
more.
steal my research. So,
There you go. There it is. So
on some
I
of these,
say
go ahead.
you need to go first, so I
Okay.
don't steal the one that you're most excited about.
Oh, I'll start with it. That's fine. Now, some of these I may have the fact and then an addendum fact. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I love
Okay,
that.
cool. Because this first one has that. I learned in my research, this is one of the weird facts I came across, that the most stolen food is cheese.
Cheese.
According to the UK Center for Retail Research, cheese is the most stolen food in the world, with 4% of the cheese that's produced globally ends up being part of cheese heists. Like,
Missing.
yeah,
It fell
that's
off the back of the truck.
4% of the cheese that's produced annually is stolen. And apparently there's a cheese black market. That 4% equates to 500 million pounds of cheese. I read about a case in France where upwards of 17,000 bars of cheese were stolen in just one theft. And
That's crazy.
so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Addendum fact: apparently, the USDA in Springfield, Missouri, somewhere has a cheese vault where they stockpile cheese for when distributions are necessary, for like if there's, say, a dairy shortage. That's how it all began. Now, myth, fact, I don't know. Check me. But apparently, the USDA does have a cheese vault in Springfield, Missouri, where I've been, and now I got to go back.
Well, I mean,
We may have to go and do a investigative episode and look for the famous cheese vault.
let's see if we can find the cheese vault, the secret
It'll
cheese
probably
vault.
be as difficult to get in as it was to the Arizona crater that they wouldn't let us in. But
Because we were 1 minute late.
so yeah. All right. So Susan, what's your first fact?
My first fact is nutmeg which is a common spice. I stole one of yours. You
No,
stole
no,
my
no,
cheese one.
no. I knew.
Okay.
I had a feeling you might come across this one, so I didn't put it on my list.
Nutmeg, which is a common spice in typically fall foods,
Hmm.
but also can be used as like a kind of a garnish for otherwise. Nutmeg can cause hallucinations
Yep.
in higher quantities. The chemical compound that's in it is also enhanced
Yep.
by capsaicin. So if
Oh,
you eat something very spicy
yeah, yeah.
with something very nutmeggy, yeah. Anyway, you could hallucinate, but I mean, it's it's like a lot of nutmeg, so
Well,
it
yeah,
would be hard to do, but fun.
but one can have goals, right? So,
There you
all right. Well, there you go. Nutmeg is a hallucinogen in all the right quantities, so don't do that.
go. Don't do
Okay.
drugs.
Yeah, don't. We're not encouraging that whatsoever. All right. My second weird fact was that a corned beef sandwich has actually been smuggled into space. It's a pretty cool story. I'm a big fan of the U.S. space program, and I know all kind. And this one I knew before it. I wish I could say that it inspired the idea, but as soon as I started doing my research, I'm like, I'm going to throw this one in. Astronaut John Young flew on Gemini 3. This was the precursor to the Apollo missions, and one of the earliest flights of the space program. He and
Mhm.
Gus Grissom were on Gemini 3, and this was before a lot of the stricter protocols that were placed later in the space program for not bringing items you shouldn't into space. And so John Young, he hid in one of his suit pockets of his spacesuit a corned beef sandwich from a place. I believe it was called. I think the name of the restaurant was called Foxy's. And so that was back when they would wrap sandwiches like in that paper, that sort of cellophane type paper, not
Yeah,
cellophane, but it's
like
almost
butcher
like
paper.
yeah, butcher paper, yeah. And so he managed to smuggle it in his suit onto the craft, and he brought it out after they were in space. And at first, Grissom, the story was really excited because they both loved, corned beef sandwiches. But then they took a look at the crumb of the bread, and they knew that the moment they started eating it, that the crumbs were going to start to spread, right,
Yeah, bad
and could
plan.
compromise the controls of the ship. And so they had to put it away before they could take a bite. There were actually repercussions for John Young when they returned from space. He was reprimanded. Um, but the good end of the story, the happy end of the story, is that he did actually walk on the moon as part of Apollo 16. And but I have a feeling, at least in the world of the astronauts in the history of the space mission, they'll remember that he was the one that actually successfully smuggled a corned beef sandwich. And after that, rules got tight about what you could try to sneak onto a ship. So,
I mean, one guy sneaks on a corned beef sandwich and ruins it for
and the
everyone
rest of us
else.
can't. Yeah. So yeah, that's
All
one of
right,
my
that's a good
favorite
one.
ones.
Okay, so I like this one. Caesar salad. Do you
Yeah.
like Caesar salad?
Yeah.
It wasn't invented anywhere near Italy.
No, it wasn't.
It was invented in
Absolutely.
Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah.
So,
I love this
why
fact.
the supplemental fact, I guess, of this one is the man that invented it, um, had moved or had gone to Tijuana and opened a hotel called
Hmm.
Hotel Caesar.
Yep.
Hotel Caesar. He had gone there because he was trying to escape prohibition.
I know. Yeah.
That's
That
when
was the thing. Yeah.
one of the things that Tijuana got known for the uh wild atmosphere.
Yep.
So yeah, and so he made this delicious salad,
Hmm.
and people were like, "OMG, I love this!" And he's like, "It's from the Caesar Hotel. This is our specialty Caesar's salad,"
Yep.
and everybody loved it. And so now that's where it came from. And now Olive Garden has Caesar salad.
Which makes it Italian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've always loved that fact because, because there's so many different great content channels for food and food history.
Hmm.
I think it's his name is Max Miller. Does a great has a great YouTube channel. It's all about food history
Hmm.
and food throughout history. And yeah, there's an episode I believe there that I saw based on what you're sharing, and yeah, it's a great story. Fantastic. All right. Well,
It's
along the
fun.
line of things weren't what they are said to be.
Uh-huh.
My third fact is that Hawaiian pizza was invented by a Canadian, and
Yes.
so
I
uh,
have heard that.
there ain't nothing Hawaiian about it. So
Nope. And if I remember correctly, he was like, pineapples come from Hawaii, so this is like Hawaiian.
they got pork. So
Yeah, pork. Well, and you know that like, and and this is just a complete aside.
yeah,
Hawaii is big on spam.
yes, they are. To
So
which,
maybe
did you know that spam, the name, just comes from spicy ham?
spicy ham,
Because it
spicy
was
ham.
today when I learned that. So
Congratulations.
yeah, I did not know
um,
that.
there you go.
There you go.
I have 3 facts left, and I'm torn between the 3 of them.
Oh, I know
Uh,
what my last two are going to be.
okay, so this one, super coolness, dynamite
Okay.
is nitroglycerin, or trinitotoluene,
Right.
um, is technically made out of peanuts.
Okay. That I did not know.
Okay, peanuts have a compound in them that is called glycerol.
Okay.
Glycerol can be processed into nitroglycerin, or into glycerin, and then into nitroglycerin, which dynamite. Your peanuts have uh, aspirations
Explosive,
of dynamite.
explosive qualities, which is why I'm
Exactly.
eating cashews now. So please don't ruin
Well, listen,
cashews for me. That's all I ask.
I'm not saying
'Cause-
I'm not saying anything about cashews. You don't. I won't. I promise.
yeah. All right. Want to say hello to our friend Drizzle Bizzles, who is or Drizzle Bizzle XL, a good friend of mine from work. Also has a channel that we are following right here from Team Suzio. Thanks
Ew,
for dropping by, and I love how he just jumps in and yells spicy ham.
spicy
So
ham.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Okay, my next one. I have two left. The most expensive pizza in the world used to be, okay, it's a two-parter. Used to be a pizza that you could order in Salerno, Italy. It takes 3 chefs to put it together. The pizza is valued at $12,000 to order it.
Jesus H.
Chef Renato Viola is the creator of this very expensive pizza. On the pizza, you will get 3 different types of caviar, lobster from Norway, and they use pink Australian sea salt, which I imagine is expensive. And yeah, one pizza, will run you a bill of $12,000,
Well, but why?
only to be outdone by a pizza that was made in Dubai that has white truffles and a bunch of beluga caviar that's been marinated in champagne. Susan, I'll give you a guess. If you use 12,000 as the baseline of what used to be the most expensive pizza, I'll give you a guess what the pizza from Dubai with beluga caviar marinated in champagne and white truffles will run you for one pie.
75,000.
Okay, double that and add 30,000 more.
Are you kidding me?
$180,000 is what that pizza ended up costing. So
Wow.
I don't need
No,
that.
I
I
don't
don't need that.
either. I don't even need like a nibble of that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, I want some of the ingredients. Don't get me wrong, but
I don't. I don't.
I ain't paying 6 figures. So
I'm not. No, me neither.
yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
Okay.
Angie weighing in with the yuck. I love beluga caviar, but not on a pizza. That is gross. I agree. I would not want that on a
I
pizza.
don't think I like beluga caviar.
Have you had it?
No,
Well, you haven't had seafood, so
I don't. I'm not a seafood. I'm
well,
not a
shrimp,
fan of
but
seafood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe
can we
lobster.
just say you don't know?
That's what I
So
said. I don't know.
you
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if I
you,
like.
yeah, because you said you're not a fan of seafood, but I'm like, okay, let's get you some good stuff, and you might like it. You might like it. So
I will. I will try anything twice. So
that works. All right. What's your next
okay,
one?
we have only one more or two more left. Like
I
wait.
got one more after yours. We each
Okay.
have one more.
Okay. No, I have. I can. I went after you, so I have two.
This
This
is
one
your
and
fourth
another
one.
one.
Right.
All right. Bananas float in water.
I thought you were going to say something else, but okay. I have a
Okay.
banana fact also. So
Uh, Banana facts. Yeah. So that's one.
bananas float in water.
Bananas float in water. I have a lot of banana facts. It's kind of
I
weird.
have a lot of facts now because of this that I have to put out there in the world. Apparently, lemons. Wait, hold on. Let me get this right.
Hmm.
Lemons float and limes sink.
Yes.
I want to see that happen. So
Hey, we're gonna be in in the same space.
area next week. Yeah, well, we're gonna film that. But
Also,
bananas float is what you're saying?
bananas float.
Got that. Okay, I didn't know that. Um,
Banana. Banana fact again.
yeah,
Bananas are berries,
that's what I had.
and strawberries are not.
Yeah, that's what I had. Literally what and it's all about seeds inside versus seeds outside. So
Banana fact. Mosquito repellent. The skin of a banana is mosquito repellent.
well, I ain't wearing that.
No,
So
you take you you rub the peel on your skin.
banana fact, you and I have both torn bananas open
Yes, we have. And
with
we've
the
also
strength
tried
of
eating
these mighty hands. We
bananas
have
with pepper
torn.
and salt on them.
Yes, we have. And listen, that's not a bad thing.
That was disgusting.
Bananas with salt and pepper. Try it before you knock it. So delicious.
I tried
I
it.
think it's on the channel. So
It is.
yeah. Y'all
It
should go
is.
back and watch some of the other episodes on the channel. If you're listen, you're here to watch. You're here to listen to the dulcet tones of my voice and Susan's as well.
I'm
Go check
squeaky
out
right
some of
now,
the other
so
videos. And hey, by
yeah.
the way, because I'm seeing a lot of new names that are in the chat today. I see my friend Richard, our friend
Oh,
Veronica dropped by, Angie, Red is here. If you're here
oh.
for the first time, also Drizzle Bizzle, whose name is Drew, by the way, another Drew. Um, have you subscribed? I'm talking to you right in camera. Have you subscribed? If you haven't, then take but a second. Go to
Yes,
YouTube if you're not there. Taste of the Food Life, subscribe. Okay, I'll thank you.
yes, yes.
Especially if you work with me, because I'll find you or you'll find me, and I'll thank you. So
He'll give you a cashew.
stop handing out my cashews. All right, are we ready for my last one?
Ready for your last one? Go.
This one is gonna, it might need a family friendly warning. Okay.
Oh,
Um, I didn't know. I love graham crackers. Okay, I'm on a Teddy Grahams kick here. Okay, in the
yes,
last few days,
yes.
I did not know that graham crackers were invented by a man by the name of Sylvester Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester Graham was a Presbyterian minister who had a lot to say about vegetarianism because of his religious beliefs. He did not subscribe to the notion of having animals killed for food source. And so
Mm-hmm.
he was very much into preaching the benefits of vegetarianism. He thought a lot about whole wheat. He had a high opinion of the powers of whole wheat. And
Mm-hmm.
the story is that he invented graham crackers as a um, basically an antidote to sexual desires. And so graham
Yep.
crackers were first created by Sylvester Graham, and the intent of the cracker was to quell sexual desires. He believed that whole wheat could control sexual urges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's true. So
It is not.
very much not. So, but listen, now when I have
Very much not.
when I have a graham cracker or a Teddy Graham, I'm gonna be like, oh. No, actually not. But so, I didn't know this.
So,
This was weird.
another one very very similar to that. This is not my last fact, but this is an aside or
An
a
addendum.
what is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Addendum. John Harvey Kellogg,
Yep.
Kellogg cereal,
And Fudge. Here
created
we go.
created cornflakes for the same reason.
Absolutely. I did know that.
Yeah,
Don't
there
tell
we
me
go.
why I went down that that rabbit hole.
Because it was
What
on
other
the
foods
list of
would be used for?
new. I just knew that. I knew that one. I knew the
Yeah,
graham crackers and
yeah.
cornflakes one.
Non-aphrodisiacal foods. So
Whatever that. The opposite. The opposite of that.
I don't want this to be the thing I think about now every time some sort of graham cracker. Like if I'm eating a graham cracker pie crust, like I don't need that in my head. So I probably shouldn't
now,
have ended on that one. But
now that's all you're gonna think about.
what won't be
Dang.
happening after this cheesecake? So all right, what's your last one, Susan?
Okay, my last one. This is great. Ketchup.
I know this one.
Ketchup used to be sold as medicine.
Yep.
So back in like the 1800s, 1830s, one doctor, John Bennett,
Hmm.
said ketchup can cure like basically digestive system stuff,
Right.
among other things. So, and if you think about it, all the stuff that we've heard more recently about all the vitamins and minerals and lycopene and all this other stuff that's in strawberries, in tomatoes,
Yeah.
he wasn't far off.
Right. Right.
They the so
I mean, he was more on than Graham was. So
uh, evidently, because let's see which one actually
did
served its
something.
purpose.
Yeah.
So it fell out of favor as a medication because people started making fake ketchup without tomatoes and trying to sell it, pass it off as ketchup.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
fun fact there.
Another great history channel, YouTube channel for food, is Townsend's.
Yeah, the
They
Townsends.
do a series of episodes on what they call mushroom ketchup, which is like from the 1700s.
Yeah.
And so ketchup, yeah, ketchup has a. We could do a probably at least a good, decent discussion on this show about ketchup and its history because it's really amazing. So
Yeah.
come on back for
Mm.
that. So
Yeah, like I remember watching the mushroom. I think you sent me the mushroom ketchup
yeah,
video and I watched it. I actually have it in one of my um 57 tabs that I have open on Google on my phone.
tell me
I
about
think I have the recipe
yeah.
for the mushroom kit. I'm actually gonna
I've
check it.
always wanted to try that because it's supposed to be. It's almost along the line of I think like a Worcestershire sauce is what you end up with. Kind of
56.
that umami type flavor. I'm ignoring that. That's gonna be my twist. So yeah.
56. Also, my phone is at 11%.
Okay, well, yeah, buy a charger. So, those are our weird food facts. We probably could have gone on for another hour, but
Oh
hey, there you
yeah,
go. You know, there's
so
just so much
many.
weirdness out there. But listen, celebrate weird, okay? I mean, if you learn about stuff that to you is like, hey, that's weird. It's memorable, right? And
Yep.
so you guys are going to remember what we talked about the next time you have a graham cracker, or maybe you'll never have a graham cracker again because of what we talked about. And so, you know, we've done
I
our job.
mean, experiment. You just let us know how it turns out.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Before we get to the next segment of the show, I want to remind what we said earlier, if you may have missed it. We are going to be curating a list of hot sauces
Yes.
because we're going to do our very own hot sauce tasting. We haven't done one in a while. If you go to the YouTube channel, go to the front page, there's a playlist of all of our Scovillan episodes where you can see us taste hot sauces and in some cases uh, not end up very well. Um,
No.
which are the ones that are funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're thinking of doing this within the month of October. If you guys want to
Yeah.
suggest hot sauces for us to to potentially include on the list, you can put it in the chat tonight in future episodes. You can comment on any of the episodes here on A Taste of the Food Life. And listen, if we choose one of yours, we'll find a way to, thank you.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a standing offer that the first person who suggests something that we use on an episode, I'm going to supply you with a purchase from our friend Susan's Etsy shop, Nurse Hot Stuff Designs. Tell
There's
them
that's
about
fine.
Nurse Hot Stuff Designs and what they could potentially win.
Nurse Hot Stuff Designs is my little Etsy shop. I have different varieties of hot sauces. I also have spicy jams and jellies of varying levels. So if you're not this the biggest fan of spicy stuff, you don't have to go super hot. You can go mild, or you can enjoy um something sweet and spicy at the same time.
Yep.
Good times. I love them. nursehotstuffdesigns.etsy.com.
Yeah, you've got to try the hot sauces. They're fantastic. And like I said, if you suggest something we use on the show, whoever the first person is that does that, I will get you a catalog, and you get your first order from Nurse Hot Stuff Designs, hot sauce or jellies on me. So get in there, make some suggestions, make it tough for us, and yeah, you might win a prize package from Nurse Hot Stuff Designs. Which it's gonna be it. I've tasted them all. They're great. They're fantastic. So, all right, I get to be the taste tester. So,
Yeah, he's my R&D department.
yeah, you're the executive producer. I'm the R&D department. So I like that. All right, Richard says there's a salsa we use. It's not like mild pica mas. Pica mas. I know what that means. So, all right, Richard, send me the info. Let's see if we can get our hands on it. So. But yeah, all right, here we go. So Susan, we have often talked about how we're going to use this platform to educate, and
Yes.
I believe you have a word for us that is food related once again this week.
I do indeed. So I do this little segment called Word of the Week. Sometimes the word is something that you or I or Sergio already knows. Sometimes it is a word that none of us knows, or a combination of them. But someone's going to learn. Sometimes someone somewhere is going to learn something. So the word of the week, food related word of the week that I've chosen this week is cloying. Which typically you hear cloying referring to something very overly sweet.
Yes.
Like to a point that it's like sickening. Like
Yeah.
it's so sweet that it's gross, or it's off-putting. So like for me, there are quite a few desserts, like rich dessert. Like for me, it's like if it's rich also and sweet, it's cloying. It's the way that I think of it is it like it sticks in your mouth. It's so sweet that it sticks in your mouth, and it's just like, ugh. I'm okay with not having had that again.
Got it. Yeah, the cloying sweetness is not a pleasant thing for me either. I'm trying to think of something that I've had recently that had. Hey, listen, sodas are now very cloyingly sweet for me. It's very tough for me to drink sodas anymore. So I get that word. It's a good word. All right, I think you still owe us one from a couple of weeks ago. I'll get with you on that because I think one of the words was going to be julienne. So.
We did julienne.
Did we do julienne? I know there's one that we missed. So
and chiffonade.
I don't know. I don't think we did chiffonade. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll talk about it. But if you want to learn food related words,
yes,
come on back week to week, and you're always going to get one from Susan because we're educational. So
yeah.
All right. The other thing we love to do, guys, is we want to use this platform to promote our love for animals in the way of adoptions. And so Susan has been working on doing research for us between the cities of Austin and San Antonio. For those who don't know, Susan is in Austin. I'm in San Antonio. And we've been doing research around the local shelters. And we're going to encourage folks to adopt. And we have kind of a unique twist to it. Susan, tell them about our idea here that we've been doing for a few weeks.
Yes. So our show is a show about food. All things food everywhere. Food is in unique places. Food is love. So my mission has been to find animals in shelters who have food related names. So the one this week I'll show you is named Captain Sandwich.
Nice.
Captain Sandwich is
that face.
his little elderly gentleman. So he's 9 years old. Um, he's zero zero adoption fee. You don't have to pay a single dime to bring home Captain Sandwich. Um, every animal that this is Austin Pets Alive. Every animal that Austin Pets Alive adopts out is got fully shots, fully vetted. They've got they've got the spay and neuter, and you get to hang out with these guys. And it's just some more pictures. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful gentleman.
Yeah,
He's so precious. He is very
that
snuggly.
face. That
He's
face.
very, very snuggly, according to the description below. I do have a little bit of, I don't know, maybe sad news. One of our previous food name pet of the week was called Meatball Matthew. Bittersweet. He is still available.
Mm,
Also, 9-year old
that face.
gentleman. But
I
yes,
God,
incredible
I want
snuggly.
them both. I have a very
Yep.
special place in my heart for older cats that are in need of adoption.
Yes.
So if you want to go check out Austin Pets Alive, if you're in that area, and check
Yes.
out Captain Sandwich and Meatball Matthew. I mean, my Steve was 7 when we adopted him. He's 15 now.
Yep.
No, 16 now, and he's they people pass them up. I get it. People want kittens, but older cats, man, they're cool. They're they've got that sort of um, they've been through stuff,
They're
and
chill.
when
You don't
they snuggle hard. So
yeah. You also don't need to worry about shifting just the slightest bit in bed and having claws and teeth,
right,
claws and
they
teeth
they
all over
just
your feet.
they look at you inconvenienced, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like Captain Sandwich would just kind of like lift his head and look at you and then just put his head back down like, come on,
yeah,
you know?
exactly. What the hell? So
So,
all right. Well, Susan, thank you for our food name pet of the week. We will continue to highlight pets that are in need of adoption, and really,
yes.
we obviously are promoting the ones with the food related names, but any of the pets that are located at places like the ASCA here in San Antonio. There's also
Mhm.
SNPSA, Austin Pets Alive. There's a SA Pets Alive as well. So listen,
Yes.
all we're wanting to do is plant the seed that there are animals out there in need of adoption. If there's a place in your home for that, then we encourage
Yes.
you to give one of these great animals a home.
Yes, please.
Or with the holiday season coming up, I know shelters are in need of a lot of stuff, and so
Yes.
maybe do a donation. All of these shelters give out lists of, or you can
Mhm.
go on their websites and they'll have lists of things that they need. I know that Jen
Yes.
and I try to load up at least one trip to ASCA every year around the holidays and just stock them up on their whole list. And so anything you can do to help these precious animals is a blessing. So thank you guys.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Susan, on that front before we move on to the next thing?
Not from pet standpoint.
All right, fantastic. Well, I think that is going to bring us to the point where we begin to land the plane on this episode. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and show you our tickety talk of the week. Again, food related, and this one I kind of got at the last second, and I just enjoyed the first few seconds. So I thought, what the heck? Let's all find out what it's about because hopefully it's not ending in some kind of weird cursing by a 96-year-old grandma chef. So here we go.
Um, oh, dang. Grandma's got it.
Yeah. This is all she's doing this without thinking. It's all in the hands.
It's one of those experience.
Wow.
I thought that was pasta.
So did I.
No.
That's funny.
Now I want to know what that is.
So do I. All right. That was our TikTok of the week. And with that, we're going to go ahead and start to say goodbye for this week's episode. Susan, we have a lot going on the next few weeks.
Yes, we do.
And we're looking forward to sharing some ideas that we've got coming up. But I think the one that's coming up for sure is a hot sauce tasting. Very soon we'll do it
Hot
live on
sauce
the show.
tasting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. You'll
Absolutely.
see.
I need to start coating my stomach now. So, Susan, where can they find you?
All right. You can find me in most places. So Twitter, X, whatever, TikTok, Twitch, all that fun stuff, as I'm at Suzer Bruiser. You can also find me at nursehotstuffdesigns.etsy.com. Yeah, those are the places I am.
And it's Suzer, Suzer, Bruiser, Bruzer. So,
Yes.
yeah, you want to make sure you follow Susan because she posts every year. And so,
He gives me a hard time.
I
for
do.
that,
I do.
thanks.
But when she does post, it's a thing. So,
It's a thing.
it's a thing.
Something.
All right. Just shameless plug on our part. Again, on Twitch, we have started a collaborative channel called Team Suzgio. Susan,
Yes.
Sergio, get it? Team Suzgio. And so you can watch our food show there every week. But throughout the week and on the weekends now and then, you'll be able to jump on and see us do things like gaming, other conversations, games, and so forth. So, yeah, get on over there, follow us on Twitch, and join us whenever we're on. So, with
We would
that,
love to see.
you can find me on Twitter, X, whatever, at Serge SERG Sexy Potato. I am the Sexy Potato on my TikTok, and also Sergio the Sexy Potato on my Instagram. So I believe that's it. I should probably write these down. Anyway, also, if you have ideas for us, like I said, if you want to leave them on the comments, please do. Otherwise, you can reach us on our email, a taste of the food life at gmail.com. Drop us a line there if you have
Yes.
ideas for hot sauces, if you have our ideas for future episodes, things you want us to try during the tasting segment of these shows. Shoot us an email, a taste of the food life at gmail.com, and we'll be
Yes.
happy to hear from you. And again, if we use your idea first, you got an order
Free
of
hot
hot
dogs.
sauce coming your way. So,
Or,
all
or,
right.
or spicy jelly.
Or spicy jelly. All right, Susan, as always, it's fantastic working with you. Thank you so much. I look forward to next time.
Yes, I look forward to it as well. This is so fun. Every week I just have a blast.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you all being here. Don't forget, we always tell you you're awesome, you're amazing, and the world's a better place because you are in it. We'll see you next time on A Taste of the Food Life. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.